All right, let's talk just briefly. Let me borrow Joel.
Sure.
Just lay down so I can talk about, let's talk about the leg for a minute. All right. This joint will rotate. This joint does not. This is a hinge joint. So once I lock the joint, I can create a lot of pain or injury if I go beyond the point where it stops. This one tends to rotate in an interesting way, but I take out all the slack and it will stop. And I can push it beyond that point, either twisting it this way or twisting it that way. And it can either affect the ankle or it can affect the knee, depending on where, really it's gonna be the weakest link. The weakest link is gonna give. The hip will rotate as well. So I can go way far this way, this way, this way, and it really isn't gonna hurt him too much, right? Until I lock the joint. Now the joint has stopped. Notice that that will then become either the knee will give or the hip will give, the weakest joint, the weakest link in the chain, okay? So we'll talk a little bit about legs today, all right? So some of the most basic ways to affect the leg is going to be to attack the joint. But you can also attack the muscle in some instances. All right. So people are always, in Jiu-Jitsu, people are always going to give you their legs. They'd rather you fight a leg than be choked or than be arm locked. The legs are strong. They want to grip with their hands if they can. They want to entangle with the legs if they can. You're pretty good on the outside here, okay? Once he grabs a hold of me and he starts reeling me in and he pulls me into his guard, I no longer have the legs. I now have to break guard to get to the legs. By the way, I no longer have access to my legs to do much. All I have are my hands. I do have the advantage of being in the top position. It's a small advantage. He's got a great advantage here on the ground if he knows what he's doing. He can choke me, he can arm lock me, he can even leg lock me from this position. All I can really do is try to break guard, maybe crank his neck. There's one good choke that I do from this position. It's just not a lot of tools, not a lot of options. So what I want to do is I want to stick my knee in his butt if possible and start to make space. That's the space. If he holds on pretty tight and I go to do this, I might have to push a little harder, make a grip on the belt until I get some space, okay? Once I get to the point where I feel like his legs are going to break, that's going to give me access to the leg, okay? As you can see, now I have the leg again. If I leave this behind, I could get arm locked, but I can also hold and brace so that if he tries for the arm bar, right, I can get locked here. If I'm not careful, I can hold and brace until he makes the move, in which case he makes the move, and then I just have to get my arm back out. This is a decent place to start. One hand controlling here. I'm now pinching this with my body. I've got control of the leg, okay? Now, he's not gonna like this. He may try to get this away, right? If he pulls it back out, I'm not holding it with my hand. You can see that I'm kind of trapped it with my body and my elbow. He's gonna ultimately, maybe sticks his foot on my body and he starts pulling that leg away this way. Okay? You see how I've got this immobilized? This is a good place to start. Once I get here, I gotta decide what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the basic calf crush. I'm gonna hold here, and grab my uniform so that it's not easy for him to get away. Again, if I do this, he pulls his leg right out. Okay? It's not a good grip. I do this, he pulls his leg, nothing happens. Okay? The second piece is I gotta decide how I'm gonna get to my butt. I can post here, stand, and then sit. And now I've immobilized him in two different places. That's holding him, and that's holding him, actually three if you count my right foot, 1, 2, 3 on the grip. Okay, from this position, he can't easily he can try to sit up, right, but I'm controlling him pretty well, okay? In the meantime, I want to take the slack out of this. I can change my grip here if I don't have a uniform, and then I want to lean my head back until he taps. Notice, I can pull on it, it's not going to really tap. But watch, I arch my back, throw my head back, and when I pendulum down, he should tap. It's just a significant difference in pain. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Here's the drill. Joel's got to be down in the bottom. Knee in the butt. Push away. If he doesn't break, push down. Control the leg. Make the grip. Stand, kick, and here. Now this is super basic. There's a lot more advanced moves. When we get this far, it's pretty good. Technically, I can tap him out from here. If I hold this tight, I got it. This is, I don't have a uniform. This is a good lock. I still use this even with a uniform oftentimes. All right. Get a partner close in size. Thanks, sir. How are you, Brent?
Yes, sir.
All right. I love working with Brent and Jeremy because they're big guys, and that means I have to make it work because they've got a high resistance or high tolerance to pain. So he goes and puts me in guard. All right. By the way, he wants a self-defense tip. Bop! That loosens him up nicely. Can't do that in a tournament. Don't want to do that in class. But I'm thinking of these things 24/7, right? I'm just like, oh, I'm in the guard. Man, I should hit him right in the groin. That's the first thing that comes into my head. All right. You can also push. All right. Knee in the butt. I push him away to make some space. He still holds me, but there's a little space. I go ahead and set this leg because I want to capture. Break. Capture the leg. Everybody see? Now again, I'm still controlling this. I make the underhook. I grab my shirt. Right? Now watch. Switch to this and step on it, and then I pull him. You see I pulled his entire body. I'm in now position. All right. If I turn my body this way and I let my back roll, it doesn't hurt him that bad. Does it make sense? Now watch. Posture. The reason I tell you to look up is because it gives you this posture. Right? And then I lean back. Okay? Does it make sense? All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, before you tap, tell me where you feel. Is it 8, is it 9, is it 5? When I'm tapping, scale of 1 to 10?
15.
All right. So that one's uncomfortable. All right. In the event that we're in a leg fight, and I go here, and he grabs my foot, and we end up like this, who do you think's going to win?
Right.
Probably the bigger guy generally will have a good advantage. So we need a plan. And he already said, my leg lock is pretty good. He feels it. So if we did this, probably the bigger guy's going to win. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my toes back to get some defense, and then I'm going to switch to this side. All right? So everybody sees this goes across my leg. Right? It was beside me. This is cross side. So he's got my leg. I got his leg. All right? I'm going to let him go first. His job is to tap me out. He's got 1 second. Ready? Tap me out. Go. So here's why that worked. I put defense on, which meant it made it hard for him to straighten my leg, which gave me some defense in my calf. But then I had him in a better lock. So instead of me being on the muscle, I'm right here on the ankle and on the inside of the bone. Do you like that one better?
That one hurts a lot worse.
But you don't like it. You would rather do that.
I like that one better because it hurts worse.
I love it. So guys, question.
Where's the exact placement where you want your arm under there?
All right, let's sit Brent down for a second. So let's look at this leg. All right. The calf crush could be at the bottom of the calf. Right? Technically, if you slide all the way down, this is called the Achilles tendon. This is an Achilles lock. Both are fine. You're probably going to get a little bit more love out of this Achilles lock, right? It's going to hurt a little bit more. Now, cross side, if I'm doing calf slicer, I could be here, calf crush, but I'm going to get down a little bit further, closer to the Achilles, right? And when I crank, I'm going to crank the bone this way, right? So my arm's going to go this way. When I come back, and it pushes hard against that, very uncomfortable. I've never seen anybody break a leg doing this. Doesn't mean you can't. Let's say Brent did it to, where's Josh? Josh, maybe he's big enough to break the leg, but I've never seen someone in an equal competition. It's not a leg breaking technique. It's a pain compliance technique. They should tap. If they don't tap, you crank it. When you let them go, they will limp, which will enable you to do other things. Okay? Start with the leg fight. Again, we're here. I tried to make this. I go to make this technique. He grabs my foot. Now we're on equal terms. I sit down, and I'm like, oh, crap. Right? Scoop it over. Grab this side. Grab it quick. He's going to try to make his lock. Even if he rolls to his side, that's fine. I still have an advantage here. I will crank and he will crank. One of us will tap. But the bottom line is I want you to think about how to get from same side to cross side, because the cross side is better. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Get a partner quickly. Joel is the only one with the black gi, so I will borrow him. The black gi will help you guys see what happens with our, there's a different color in our pants, so you can see what I'm doing. So Joel is going to ultimately be in my guard this time, right? So remember that I'm controlling him. You can see where my blue is, where his black uniform is, so you can kind of see. Remember, if he breaks guard and goes for my leg, he's taking the initiative, right? He grabs, he makes his move, right? Now I'm thinking, all right, I got to get out of mine, right? He goes to make the lock, right? And I'm already in trouble, right? I'm going to lean up this way to get past this foot if I can. If I can't, I'm going to underhook it, and I'm going to pull this off. Now, when he goes to push back, it just pulls me forward, and it doesn't hurt. And then I just sit right up on top of him. All right? So that's kind of the escape. Right? Go ahead and get back in the boat, sir. However, I don't want to go through all that trouble. Right? So I'm going to start here from the guard. Right? A lot of guys like to try to do big swim. When he goes to make big swim, all right, I'm going to turn this way and pull him up, and I'm going to grab this foot. Okay? Once I get a hold of this, I've got my own calf crush here. Okay? Makes sense? All right. I can be here. The key thing is I could go like I'm going to make a sweep. I can pull him. I got to get him slightly up so that I can get my foot underneath his hamstring. All right? So when he's sitting on his leg, I don't have it. I got to get to this point. Grab the foot. I try to realign close to him. You can do it this way. This one's better. Right? And I'm going to drive my bony shin bone into his calf until he taps. Okay? All right. Let's see if Joel can do it. All right. I have great faith in him. So again, we're here. Maybe I go for big swim. Now watch. When I go up for big swim to make this move, do you see how I've left this open? And I'm trying to make this move to pass. He's thinking about it. He's got me in guard. I want to break guard, right? Make a little bit of space. I sit back to make big swim. He lets me go. He hooks that up, does a quick sit up, and he grabs that toe. He sits back, pulls my toe towards his body, runs his ankle his calf into my ankle, and that's the second one. Questions? Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's see here. Caleb and Joel, let's see if they can do it. I'm Caleb and Lyndon. I say Joel because I just trained with Lyndon. Just trained with Joel. So I had Joel on the brain. All right. Caleb can either initiate by pulling him off of his base, drops his foot down on under his thigh, does a sit up, grabs that foot. All right. And he pulls and shoves his shin into that while pulling back. Pretty simple. All right. Good job. Get a partner quickly. One night time. If he's in the referee position, let's say that we're kind of turn the other way so that I can show the camera. Right there. We're in the referee position, right? And I'm thinking what I'd really like to do is I like to get double underhooks, and I like to set the hooks this way, right? The interesting thing is once I get this, nope, it's the other leg. Once I get this leg in between his legs here, I've already got this move, right? So I can go like I'm gonna make a takedown. I just grab here, and there it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's right. You should be here for your wrestling move, but this is all you really need. Okay? Push, hook, sit, crank. Okay? All right, here's the thing. Good judo players will tuck their head and they will really turtle up tight, making it hard to make the choke. Because all they want to do is, in judo, they want the ref to stop it and stand you back up so they can make the throw. You don't have to be here forever in judo. I love judo, but the rules make judo less combat, more sport. I guess every rule does that. If there's no rules, it's true jiu-jitsu. So anyways, we're here, right? I can still reach down here and I can pull on this leg, then grab it, right? And now I got my lock. Okay? Can we do it?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Get a partner quickly where they're short on time. You got it? All right. I'll borrow Lyndon. So Lyndon's in the referee position. All right. Again, I'm not a highly experienced wrestler, but I know that this foot goes here so they can push this way. And I know a lot of times they're going to grab this arm so we can roll them back into a pinning position. Those types of things just make sense to me. This is what I'm looking for here, not in wrestling because this would be an illegal move, but what you're looking for really is for someone that takes the referee position, dynamic pressure on him, right? I'm going to reach back and I'm going to grab that. They're used to people grabbing this foot because I want to break down his base. But instead of me breaking down his base, when I grab it, I just turn and put my shin to it. I'm here, grab, turn, and then I just sit. Now watch, I'm going to still pinch with my thighs so he doesn't escape me, right? You guys see how I've got him? Lift that leg up high. See how I've got him? Put that leg back down. All right? And then when I sit back, I got him, right? Now a few minutes ago when I let Lyndon demonstrate on me, he kind of cranked me fast and hard. So what do you think I should do here? Right? I'm kidding. You guys see how the entry isn't, it isn't tricky. It's there. Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. These are all calf slicers or calf crushers, okay? All right. On your back. All right. A lot of ways. I can set this thing up as if I'm going to do a knee bar, right? I'm still going to cross this, and when I go down, I'm going to try to get this here, and then I'm going to do this, right? And I've got calf crush there. All right. From here, it's going to look kind of like I'm going to do a knee bar. What do we do when we think we're going to get knee bar? We bend that knee, right? Mm-hmm. He bends his knee. I underhook it. Make the figure four position. I tie it up. Now, a lot of this is my arms in the right position, but my legs are doing the work. Okay? Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. Eric Paulson showed me this technique. So, you know who Eric Paulson is? He's an old school catch wrestler. All right? Underhook for the knee bar. This one is different. Kind of overhooking. Step up, bend it, crank it. Who can do that one?
Probably.
All right. Y'all coach me. Lyndon's got me in the guard. What do I do to break guard?
Knee in the butt.
Knee in the butt. I like that. Then what?
Make space.
Push back, make space.
Yeah.
I feel the leg's starting to break. What do I do?
Elbow in the thigh.
Okay, I can elbow in the thigh and then lift the leg so I get the capture, right? If I leave my leg down and I push it all the way down, I'm ready to
Slide it.
escape. I want to capture it.
There you
Run right down the shin. Then what am I going to do?
go. Step over like you're going for a knee bar. Step over.
Now what?
Sit right next to him.
Now what?
Now bend forward. Do a little figure four. Yeah.
Now is this going to do anything?
No, you have to get your legs in there.
Sit back.
Sit. Now what?
Sit.
Put your leg, your left leg over his foot.
Can I do my right leg?
I'm probably, if you tried.
Linda's like, give him the right answer for God's sake. All right, so you can do either leg, right? But I got him, right? Either way. Now, if I get good control of this, right? He shouldn't be able to extend his leg. Okay. Now watch. His leg is way stronger than my arm. Straighten your leg, Lyndon. Right? What do I do if he straightens his leg and I can't get my technique?
Kneebar.
Kneebar.
I love that. Right? There's no escape if you're ready. You think?
Yes, sir.
All right. Try the Eric Paulson special. Go. Get my dog. Joel Fountain. On the ground, please, sir. So again, this helps you because we have the contrast and the color of our uniform. Just a good videoing tip. It helps because people look on video and they see a bunch of blue or a bunch of black that's the same. It's kind of hard. All right. I want to do my right side. So Jennifer decided to be on that side. I'm going to turn Joel to here. All right. Where we end up is pretty important. Okay? So we're in the guard. Knee in the butt. Push back, make some space. If I choose to push down on this, still got to lift this at the right time to capture. Slide down, right? Now, I'm still pushing this against my body instead of underhooking it. If you underhook it, you just got to change your hand position later. That's why I'm just doing this here. Now watch. I step up and I'm in this position. I'm pushing down across my knee. Jennifer said, you were kind of sitting on him, right? A lot of you guys don't like that, so you move to the side. Watch what happens when you move to the side. You get the position, right? And then you're like pulling him in a weird way, right? Hurts a little bit maybe. But watch how it's slightly different. I align my body a little bit better, right? When I sit right on him. Now, I go ahead and get this here tight. When I push this over, I got him. You see how I'm now on my side? As opposed to sitting up, and we're trying to do this. This might work, but look how I'm pushing him with my leg. Is that collapsing his thigh? No, sir. I want the leg to go this way. So I got to shift my butt over. Now I got him. Okay? So don't think that you pushing this leg out is going to be the lock. The lock has to collapse his leg. Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. Questions on a variety of super cool calf crushes today. We don't have time to practice the last one. I'm just going to show it to you super quick. Position. Joel decides to stack me up. Right? I have to get this leg. I'll do this side since Jennifer's on there. I have to get this leg underneath his leg to make calf crush. Grab. Drop. Entangle this way. Now I'm in this position. Here's my overhook, right? Push the knee. I still have it. There's the calf crush from the bottom of the guard, from the stack position. Pretty cool?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Richie. On your feet.